guys, welcome to Kenganda, #1 stop YouTube channel for everything entertainment, Miss Kavi, real estate, and so much more. Now, my name is Janita Maya. I'm your host for today. Let's get to the news. Now, today's story has white savior complex written all over it. White savior complex is when a white person helps a non-white person for self-serving basis or whatever it is that they're doing for themselves, basically for selfish reasons. Now, this story is about a white person who came to Uganda, Ginger. Her name is Renee Bach, and she killed over 105 children by operating on them from skills she had acquired from YouTube. Now, let's give you a backstory about Renee Bach. Renee Bach came to Uganda when she was 18 years old, and when she went back to her hometown in Virginia, she decided that she was going to start a foundation that would help starving children in Kampala, Ginger, basically. So the foundation was called Serving His Children, not saving the children, serving his children. She set up this foundation, got donations from her family and friends, and decided to come back to the country so that she could help starving children. But while she set up this foundation had high death rates. I mean, children were dying day in, day out. The mortuary guy also mentioned that all the time, all he had to do was keep taking these dead kids back to their parents. Once the village people got to find out that every time this lady touches a certain child, the child ends up dying. So they started doing their own investigations to find out how come whenever this lady does operate on a child, the child dies. Now, mind you, this lady, Renee Bach, got her skills off YouTube. She had no medical papers. She had no reference to any doctor whatsoever. She just told people that she was following her gut feelings to treat other people. Can you imagine working on patients or children at that and following your gut feelings instead of following the medical procedures that you're supposed to follow? There's a certain group on Instagram and also Twitter called No White Savers, where they expose white people who come to the country and end up doing more harm than good to Ugandans. Now, this particular group landed on this lady and decided to launch their own investigation. They also have a GoFundMe page where they collect money so they're able to fund their legal procedures. So they decided to sue, well, two mothers decided to sue Renee Bach. They took her to court, but they also settled out of court. The ladies were given 35 million Ugandan shillings to settle and, to let it be, and all charges were dropped. But this particular group called the No White Savers Instagram page said they're not going to give up. They'll find her, they'll make sure they can do all they can so she's put in jail, because you do not just kill 105 children and the number is estimated to be more than that and then expect that your life is going to go back to normal. And by the way, she is also married. She just got engaged recently. Now, can we get into the Ugandan government? How does a whole government with so many people supposed to look after its citizens allow this person to come into the country, set up a foundation? Because there's so many things you go through to set up a foundation. You have to register the name, reserve the name, you have to pay for the name, you have to, go and register yourself with the Uganda Revenue Authority and all that. So during all those processes, you can't tell me no one actually got to, ask themselves, oh, but why is this foundation coming to Uganda, But most times when Ugandans, every time they see a white person, they think, this person is coming to save us. No one is going to question anything. To them, they're just happy that this person is helping out. But sometimes, even though some people come with good intentions, some people also come with bad intentions. So it was up to the Ugandan government to look into the foundation that was coming into the country and to look into any future foundations that come to the country, because people are going to come to the country and experiment on Ugandans. They're going to end up killing their people because the government is a bit lenient on NGOs. It doesn't tax them and all that. But the government should also wake up and realize, they're killing people and you're just watching and doing nothing about it. But do you think justice was served? Because this lady was let go, all charges were dropped. She's now engaged in her new hometown and all that. But do you think justice was served? Because I personally don't think justice was served, and she needs to, face the law, because no one is above the law. You do not just kill people and then go to another country and get married. But do tell me what you think. Now, moving on to our second story of the day, China loans. That's just it. It's just a big title. China and its loans. Now, we all know most African countries do go to China and ask for loans in terms of services. So basically, China will offer, will offer a service to an African country. Maybe they'll offer to make the road, they'll offer to make the train, they'll offer to build so many buildings. And then when they do that, you don't pay them immediately, but you stay indebted to them. Basically, you owe them some money. So that's what most African countries do. Now, in total, most African countries owe China $44 billion. Yes, that is the money that is meant to be paid back to China for all its services it has offered to African countries. Now, in the wake of everything, that is, the virus that has affected so many African countries, they decided to, plead and beg and ask China to please forgive the debt that most of them have. Zambia, literally every African country owes China something. So they came together as a delegation to talk to China and tell them, you know what? Everything has been affected. The virus has affected each and everything it can find in its way. The economy is falling, so they may not be able to repay the debt. But China said, you know what? No. What they could do is maybe delay repayment, but African countries still have to pay that money. Now, this is going to be a bit tough for most African countries because maybe they're going to increase taxes on the African person, so that they can pay Chinese or China as a country. So that means everyone is going to be affected. Even the person who's downstairs will be affected the most because the government will try its best to make sure China is paid, squeeze everything out of everyone because China needs to get paid at the end of the day. When you render a service to someone, you expect to get paid. So what China said is, you know what? We shall delay repayment. Now, what do you think you as the viewer can do or can help to, make sure China is repaid? Because if you're watching this, I'm thinking maybe you're African and you're somewhere sitting. What can you do to make sure, China is repaid? Because at the end of the day, the future that we're building is for our kids, for our grandkids. We want to make sure that they're comfortable. Not a child being born into this world and, still the China debt is still there. I mean, they're still getting more debt. And surprisingly, some African countries are still putting themselves in debt to China because there are some things they can't afford to do, so they'll always look to China to help them out. But you do tell me what you think in the comment section, and yeah, we shall get back to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Kenganda. It is a big family and we would love to have you. While you're doing that, please follow us on our social media pages, that is Kenganda Nation on Facebook and Kenganda on Instagram. My name is Joanita. Till next time.